Okay, for this video I just wanted to go through a setup that I like to use when I'm practicing my HIIT training. So pretty much you take one strap, loop it through the two middle eyes across the back of the hand. These two outside ones I just put to two pretty light resistance bands. I mean, you can increase it whatever you want. This middle one I like to put it to a weight stack. The other thing I do is I just make a little loop in the strap just so that this doesn't move, it's locked in place. So that's pretty much the setup, and they're all going kind of towards the pin line. And I have it set up so that when this is in a starting position, there is no pressure here on my hand at all. So obviously you just use these straps to get that in the right spot. The other thing I like to do with this one is just loop it around, just so that it locks it in place on the top and bottom. Just loop them around like that, and now that won't slide at all. So when you're hitting, you don't have to worry about this hand sort of flicking out high or low on you. And that's pretty much the setup. So from there, all you do is, if you had an app with your ready go or whatever you want to do, you could set that up if you wanted to really practice your timing. But I just get set in the position where you would when you start, and then just hit, and you'll see it's quite a smooth movement. There's no bouncing of anything or anything like that, so it's quite good. And the other good thing about this setup, you can really hit into multiple positions. So if you wanted to practice hitting into your hook, you could pretty much just tighten this bottom one a tiny little bit if you wanted to. And now when you drive, and it's all supination, you can really hit into pretty much any position you want. Same with if you wanted to hit into like a more high top roll. This setup really lets you hit into pretty much any position that you want to hit into. So yeah, it's quite a good one. I mean, obviously I like to have bands connected almost every time I'm using this. I very rarely solely use it with a weight stack. It's just my preference to have bands, but if you wanted to, you could probably just hit into a weight stack. I don't know how it goes because I've never tried it, to be honest. And yeah, that's pretty much the setup I like when I'm just practicing just nothing but flat out hitting. And I probably wouldn't recommend it if you're an absolute beginner. It might cause you a few injuries if you're really fresh to the sport and haven't developed just the connective tissue yet. If you wanted to use the same setup as a beginner, I would just slowly go through the movements. I wouldn't really hit into it. And this is a great one as well, just for keeping everything connected. You can really move into multiple positions and just grind through it. Yeah, thanks for watching.